Hello, everybody. And sometimes I get to interview some of my friends. This time you're gonna meet Jared. He's one of my best friends. We've been friends for some time now, and you are going to meet him today. I hope you enjoy. Hello.
Hello.
Finally, what an honor to have you here. I'm already recording, huh?
Okay, so we're starting
So
already.
the world is watching you. No, just kidding. Thank you
Well,
so
how many
much.
subscribers? You have like
No, I don't have
15
many.
million at this point, right?
Not even close. I think around not even to 100 yet. But if you
Well,
help me, maybe after this, who knows?
well, yeah, I might add one or two more for you.
Maybe after this, it will explode and it will become,
Yeah.
worldwide known.
Well, it's good to see you. It's been a while. I know we just talked, but it's finally good to see you.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to remember when we met, and I can't remember what year that was. Can you help me with that?
Oh man,
When was
let's
it?
see. That would have been 2007.
Wow, it's been a while.
It has been a while. And it would have been around this time in 2007.
Uh-huh. This time of year?
This time of year, yes.
How do you
It may
remember
have
that?
been, well, it snowed that year, and that would have been during June celebration because we ate locro that day. And so that would have been the summer. That's how I remember. I don't know. Weird. I know. I apologize, but that's
Oh,
how I remember things. It was via food.
you measure time according to what you were eating at that time. That's how it works.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
amazing.
That's how I get Becky's birthday, my wife's birthday correct, and my kids' birthdays is all about the time of year and food.
Oh, that's amazing. And one of our first encounters was while having what?
Tacos.
Tacos, right? How can we forget that?
Yeah. Yes, we will never forget that.
There was quite a moment over there.
Yeah. It was
And
a
yet,
pleasure though.
just today I had a class and we were talking about health, you know.
Hmm.
And while we were talking about that, for some reason, I remembered that day, yeah, you were not feeling well those days. Remember, you were having like
Mm.
headaches, constant headaches, or
Mm.
something like
Yeah.
that. And you needed to go to the doctor, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know why, but you decided to call at my parents' house where I was staying at that time, and you invited me to go with you. Like we had to take a train and get to
Mm.
Buenos Aires City and go to the hospital. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, I was there, was not doing anything. I was like, okay, let's go. Um, but what I was telling my students, like what you told me later, probably like a couple of years later, like like that day, when you were not feeling so well, um, it had meant something that we got to go together, right? Do you remember that day?
Yeah. It was if I can speak a little bit about that. And in fact, we actually found out years later what it was. So it wasn't till I had been married. It was probably 2014 once we found out actually where the headaches were coming from.
I don't know if I know the end of the story then. Probably
No, and
not.
I would love to fill you in if this is how you would like to use the time. But um, at that time, it was very difficult. It was my first time. I'm from a very small farm town in Utah, and it was very difficult being away from my family. And it was my first time feeling something where I was confused and unaware of what was happening with my body, which were headaches. It was causing me to not be able to focus and learn Spanish and learn different things. And I still wanted to do and serve and be what I had planned to be and had set my life aside to do in that moment. And I always had my mom by my side, not comparing you to my mom at all, Matthias, but I always had somebody that I knew. And so you were the closest to family that I could find. And the fact that you accepted and came meant the world to me because it was a hard moment for me as I didn't have a support system and I was able to lean on you. And I think a lot of those that have been on this podcast and in life, you've just been such a lean on support system because you as well as your time as a missionary, I think you felt that same needing of support and you've just been that for many people and I look up to you for that.
Wow. That means a lot. And well, it's like it's interesting that at that time I didn't even think about like that aspect. It was just, okay, you're gonna go there and I'm free, I'm available, I can just go with you. So it's kind of neat to find out these kinds of things. Like
Yeah,
what I mean is like everything that we do can mean so much more than we can even imagine.
yeah,
And that is great to find out, even if it's sometime later, right? Even if it's years later. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
Um, so what caused those headaches basically was like you were needing that support, or was it
No,
in?
actually, great question. So years later, after having a kid and one on the way,
Mhm.
I was walking into work. I had just finished schooling. I was in my career. I had a lot going on, and I pulled into the office, and I lost my vision. My Everything went blurry, and I had these acid tears come pouring down my face, and I couldn't
Wow.
see. And my job, if you know what I do, I use computer screens, and my vision is very important for what I do. And
Absolutely.
it just everything fell apart in that moment of that the anxiety and the stress. I thought, how am I going to complete these tasks that I was on deadline to finish, and but I can't. I don't have my sight, and it changed my world. It changed my world, and that's when I knew I needed to go and really invest the time, the money, whatever it took to figure out. Because if I didn't have my eyesight, I didn't know how to pivot from that. And
Mhm.
so, um, after a lot through many doctors and whatnot, we came up with I had a rare condition that was usually found in older adults, meaning after late age, in the 60 70 range, where my eyes were my corneas were starting to basically eat itself and turn into hamburger, if you will. And so I had to go and start all these treatments and different things, and it's not corrected to this day. In fact, today I had an episode, but it's more under control. I have the tools, I have the medication that allows me to still be here and doing. But if I would have never fixed it, chances would be we'd be doing this conversation with that eyesight. So
Wow. I had no idea about all that. I didn't know it was something like so serious. And when you mean you had an episode like just today, what do you mean?
yeah.
Like what happened?
So my eyes, I get very bad headaches up in my head right here, just like when we were trying to diagnose and figure out. And what happens is my tear ducts don't work anymore. I don't have my own tears so if we start crying on this podcast, you wouldn't realize it. I'll just look like a mess. I just don't cry. So my tear
Wow.
ducts don't work, and so there's days in which I don't know what's happening, but my eyes just kind of freak out, and I have to go. I have to focus, and I don't spend a lot of time on screen. So this is actually my first time looking at a screen today, um, and I kind of just do other things, minimizing the use of my eyes. So
Wow. So it sounds like something like quite serious, but you have it under
it,
control with medication and treatment.
yeah, yeah. And I used to have episodes, weekly, and then it turned into monthly,
Hmm.
and now it's like very rare where I'll have an episode. Today just happened to be that day,
Hmm.
and it's not as like it was before, so it's a lot less, and I can still function. I don't have to go close my eyes and sit in a dark room or anything like that. It's
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, it's good to know that in spite of everything, it's gotten better. I
it's
mean,
getting better.
kind of like,
Yes,
oh,
I
does it have
I've
a
been
name?
told
What is
it'll
that
never
called?
be. What's that?
What is it called? Does it have a name?
It's called Thygoson's keratitis,
Oh, it sounds
and
so weird.
yeah, yeah, it's yeah, it's kind of rare for young people to have, and but
Is it rare
it's
in itself as a disease? Because I mean,
uh it's more common in later on adults, but
uh,
yeah, it's more rare for at the time younger adults. Now I'm old, so it probably is not rare anymore. But
you're not old. You're not older than me. So
yeah,
I don't consider myself old. Sorry.
you're
How
not
old are
old.
you now? How old are you now?
Oh man, 37,
37. I
almost
will be
38.
50. I will be 50 in a few days.
I
So
feel like I'm 50. I'm losing
but
my hair, you know, got a little chunky,
I wish I was
uh,
37. You
little
know,
white hair. You'll see some white hair in here. So
I have lots. I have lots.
you look good. You look amazing.
Thanks. Thanks so much. Um, we met here in Buenos Aires, in Argentina,
Yes.
and you just mentioned having to learn a language that added up to your stress, probably, during those hard times. But was it always a burden to learn or to learn Spanish for you, or has it also been a blessing at the same time?
Oh yeah. I mean, it has always been a blessing, but at first it was very difficult for me. So I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, but in high school, I got kicked out of every Spanish class I took.
What? Really? Was
Yeah.
it that bad?
I, I was no, it wasn't because of my language was bad. It was because I had a bad attitude. And so
Oh.
I didn't want to be in school is the fact of it all. But I had been kicked out of class. And I think in a way, as a missionary, when a young person decides that, hey, I want to go serve in our church, um, you have no clue. I don't think a lot of people know this. You have no clue where you're going to be called to serve. And I always had anticipated I'd go somewhere in the United States or in Australia or something where they would have me speak English, because I was poor at Spanish and other languages. And I think it was God's way of telling me you should have paid attention in school.
But you got to learn it quite well, you
Thanks to you and
know.
others.
Many others for sure. Your wife also served a mission here in Buenos Aires, and
She did. She
uh-huh.
did.
It's great that you get to share that in common, to have that in common, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And now our kids are learning Spanish, which I think we're regretting because Spanish used to be our Christmas language where we could talk about Christmas and other things around the kids and they had no clue what we were talking about. But now
Really?
they're catching on.
Oh,
So
that's
we
amazing.
have to be careful.
It's great if
Yeah.
you're teaching them or if you're allowing them to get the Spanish language since they're little. We did that with our kids and it worked really well, you
Yeah.
know.
They've just, I think, just being around the culture because we have lots of friends that, are from all over South America, Central America, and they've just engulfed the culture, and so they've heard Spanish, they've been around Spanish, and so it's just come a little natural to them, which has been amazing to watch them. They just eat it up. So
That's
pretty cool.
great. Would you speak some Spanish, you know, for the audience just to see how well you speak? How much you
Oh
remember
man,
even after all these years?
how rusty I am. Sí,
¿Qué tal
podemos
con él?
hablar español. Sí,
Dale.
tengo muchos acentos ahora porque trabajo con gente de cualquier parte, ¿no? Ah,
Ya no es un
puedo
acento
hablar
argentino.
como un argentino, pero también puedo hablar como un mexicano.
Ah, muy bien, no hay problema.
No hay problema.
¿Cómo te ha ayudado el español en tus trabajos, en tu vida?
Sí, como vos sabés que después de la misión empecé la universidad aprendiendo español, pero a un nivel más largo, más grande de empezar a aprender afuera de la calle y aprender un español más profesional
Ujú.
y utilizarlo como escribiéndolo, leyéndolo, pero libros más de la universidad, como nivel universitario. Y
Wow.
sí, y también escribir um, unos reportes o documentos en cuanto de aprender cultura o algo de Sudamérica que tenía que enseñar a otros de
Ujú.
lo que
Yo pude ver,
aprendía.
¿no? Yo pude ver algunos de esos trabajos que podía
Sí, sí.
compartirlos y podía revisarlos y
De hecho,
comentarme.
vos me ayudaste mucho con esto, ¿no? Que no sé, no, uno no se dice así, es que tiene que escribirla así, hablamos así, pero escribimos así. Fue difícil, man. Ahora no lo ocupo mucho,
Ujú.
se puede
Actualmente.
ver, ¿no? Sí,
No.
diariamente ahora no lo uso el español, pero a vez en cuando, sí. Um, I wish I could use it more often.
Pero todavía está bastante bien. O sea, te noto tranquilo y fluido para expresarte, así que muy bien. Y es distinto cuando ha pasado más tiempo. He hecho algunas entrevistas con algunos que volvieron al país o a los estados hace un mes, dos
Ujú.
meses, lo tienen más fresco. Es diferente cuando han pasado tantos años y aún así
Sí.
poder mantenerlo. Me encanta lo que dijiste de que tus hijos también lo están aprendiendo. Tu esposa lo habla también y encima lo aprendió en Argentina. Eh, es muy bueno, es muy bueno. Y así
Sí.
como mi vida tiene un montón de beneficios gracias al idioma, que puedo hacer estas cosas incluso y puedo trabajar y puedo enseñarlo. eh, Sé que también para ustedes ha sido una bendición. Un día recuerdo que estábamos hablando y tanto tu
Ujú.
esposa como vos se dieron cuenta que tenían trabajos, habían sido aceptados en los trabajos por saber español. Y
Eso es
fue muy lindo saber
verdad,
eso.
¿verdad? Ujú. Y que Becky, ella trabaja como, no sé cómo se dice, como un real estate agent, un, alguien que vende casas, ayuda a
Claro.
la gente a comprar una casa.
En una
Y
inmobiliaria o algo parecido, ¿no? En bienes raíces.
sí, ujú, ujú. Y hay mucha gente latina que necesitan ayuda para encontrar una casa buena para su familia. Entonces, ahí puede ayudar a ellos
Ujú.
y ellos, ah, que también tienen necesidades. Y lo mismo de otras familias que hablan inglés. Y es bueno que podemos compartir uh, el idioma con ellos y que se pueden sentirse más cómodos y sentirse más que están parte de algo. Porque fuimos ¿cómo se dice? Como en sus pasos, se puede decir. No sé, que antes fuimos a Argentina, estuvimos ahí y ahí sentimos que éramos extranjeros y no, no teníamos nuestras familias o cosas familiares. Es difícil a veces para manejar la vida sin saber la cultura o la manera de hacer cosas y tener gente ahí hablando el mismo idioma como vos ayuda a la gente. Y, y yo también, después de un tiempo, tuve la oportunidad para ser como director de soporte técnico para todo Sudamérica.
Ah,
Y empecé a aprender el portugués también
mira
y
qué
fue muy
bien.
lindo. Bueno, ese pasó como 3 años atrás, pero
Ajá.
igual fue muy lindo de poder utilizar el idioma diariamente ayudando a otros.
Siempre dicen eso, cuando uno aprende un segundo idioma, se hace un poco más fácil ir aprendiendo otros, un tercero, un cuarto idioma. Hay ya destrezas desarrolladas, habilidades que se han ganado y se aplican en el aprendizaje de nuevos idiomas. Y es bueno que pudiste experimentar eso. Yo todavía no.
Bueno, el portugués es como castellano, es hablar castellano de embarachado, se dice, o como un borracho.
Más o
Me
menos,
suena
¿no?
así.
Well, we can go back to English now,
All
and
right. Oof,
I
thanks.
take it, the weight off your shoulders.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, but you did great. You did great. Your Spanish
Oh,
is
thank
still
you.
really solid. So that's
I
amazing.
appreciate it.
I'm very proud of you that for everything that you've done. And we talked before a little bit about like what you do, what you're doing for a living, what you've been doing, lately, and it's really admirable. So it's really great.
I
Um,
appreciate
I
that.
I enjoy a lot that we can keep in touch, and I very grateful for technology that, in spite of the distances, we can be like this and be in touch, and we can talk, um, and I enjoy that. And having you among like my best friends, for me, it's an honor. I really appreciate it. We joke a lot about like that day we had a little argument, a little, but that means nothing compared to everything else that we can
Yeah,
share. You know, we're
agreed.
not gonna tell it here. We're gonna just keep it to ourselves. Don't worry.
That's okay. That's up to you, but
unless,
thank you.
unless there's a part B, like a second part, a sequel of this interview, which we
Or
might
you have
have.
lots of comments. You know what? Drop 15,000 likes and we'll do a sequel.
Do you want to know what happened? Let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, let us know.
No, but thank you so much for accepting to do this. Now, even
Yeah.
more knowing that being in front of a screen is not really good for you, especially when you're feeling like that. So it means double now that you
Well,
decided
I
to
feel I
go in.
feel good now. So just so you know, I feel really, really good. So don't
I'm a
worry
little
about me at all.
scared that you're gonna like, you know, don't scare me.
Okay.
Well,
The
thank you
distance,
so. Yeah.
I was just gonna say the distance doesn't fix that part if I go down.
There's nothing I can do from here to help.
Yeah, no,
Like I should call Becky, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, maybe.
Let me know what I should do just in
Okay.
case.
No, we'll be fine.
All
Everything's
right.
fine.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you so very much for accepting to do this. I'm sure that my students or anyone who gets to see this interview will enjoy hearing this story. Um, and you're a great guy. You're a great guy, and I appreciate having you in my life and having you as one of my best friends. It really means the world to me, and you being always so open and so sincere. And I don't know, it's like I really enjoy your company, even being like so many miles away, but here we are, so thank you so very much for accepting to do this.
And I feel the same for you, Matias. And there's always been this natural brotherly connection between us. And I look up to you in a lot of ways. I try to emulate you in my life. Sometimes I ask, what would Matias do in this situation? And the love you have for people, and you're so serviceable and selfless. I just want to be more like you. In fact, if it's appropriate, we were just talking about you as a family on a recent road trip, and we made a goal. We made a goal,
What
and
goal?
our goal, as everybody may know, Argentina is going to get another temple of ours from our religion. And our goal is to save our money. And as a family, we are coming to Argentina to be a part of the open house. And
Oh,
in that, the kids want to come and visit you. So we're gonna come and visit the Marus, and we're gonna spend some time, and we're gonna plan some time that we can all spend some time together.
Oh, that will
So
be great.
I hope it works out for you guys, and that we can get together.
That will be absolutely amazing. Yes, I can't wait to meet your kids, you know. Oh, that will be a dream come true. It's great to know
Awesome.
that. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
I'm very excited now. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing. Well, it's gonna happen. So now I will be thinking about that and what we can do when we get together. You know, we're gonna
Yeah.
start planning on stuff to do when it
Yeah.
happens. Oh, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. That was good, some great news right there.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's great. That
Yeah,
is
we're
great.
excited to be with you guys. So come back and see the family in Argentina.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. After how long? Like
It will be 16 years in January. 16
16.
years.
My goodness, time flies.
Yeah.
Seems like yesterday we had those tacos.
Yeah. 15,000 likes.
Thanks so much. I really enjoy your company. I really enjoy talking to you again.
Oh,
And
no
it's
problem.
we'll keep in touch, and maybe there will be a part two. All right.
Perfect.
We can
Awesome.
think of what else we can talk. We already know one thing we can talk about if people ask for it. So we'll see. All right.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll
But thank you
see.
so very
I'm
much.
I'm game.
All right.
You're
Good. Good
welcome.
talking to you.
You too. See ya.